Katsushika Hokusai successfully conveys human condition in Bishu Fujimigahara. The renowned artist creates a barrel maker, or cooper, who is actively applying varnish to a bottomless barrel. Meanwhile, through the barrel and across a patch of rice fields sits a majestic view of the snow-capped Mount Fuji. Not only is it the tallest mountain in Japan at a towering 12,389 feet, but Mount Fuji is a celebrated symbol of the country. It serves as an ideal subject for Hokusai's most impressive series. Throughout Hokusai's 36 views of Mount Fuji, the volcano provides a backdrop for scenes of daily life such as the barrel maker. The 36 views of Mount Fuji was a masterpiece that Hokusai began in 1823 and finished in 1831. Due to its extreme popularity, he made an additional 10 prints, bringing the total to 46 views. 36 views of Mount Fuji is characterized by the extensive use of Prussian blue, a chemical pigment imported from China. A replica of the plates are preserved at the French National Library, as the originals no longer exist. The series acts as a study of Mount Fuji in different weather, times of day, and time of year, while also exploring the relationship between man and nature through scenes of life in the city of Edo, now called Tokyo. Hokusai's love of simplification is evident in Fugaku Sanjurokai, the series' Japanese title. One of the most celebrated prints in the series, Bishu Fujimigahara, transitions between near and distant scenes and the use of framing devices to echo Mount Fuji's triangular form. Behind the cooper is a cracked rice field, with distinct but simplistic geometric lines. Beyond the field, in the distance, is the snow-capped Mount Fuji, framed off-center in the barrel ring. The sky's colors of blue, white, and red form a focus onto Mount Fuji as the snow contrasts the red sky. In the foreground, the cooper is hard at work doing his routine task of barrel making. The tiny man, nude to the waist, wears a traditional workman's sweatband around his head and kneels inside a bottomless barrel, as the anonymous worker smooths the planks, green bamboo to make the hoops of the barrel lie beside him. The artist himself was quite versatile and led an enigmatic lifestyle from 1760 to 1849. He lived most of his life in the business center of Edo near the Sumida River. By his teens, Hokusai became well versed with the process of polychrome woodblock printing. His first published works were prints of kabuki actors. He used the ukiyo-e method, but was unique in capturing the Japanese landscape and experimented with Western-style perspective and use of color. In 1788, he became a pupil of Katsukawa Shunsho, and then he studied under Kano master Yusen, but was expelled from the studio for criticizing his handling of a painting. In 1795, Hokusai adopted the leadership of the Tawaraya school, which was a group of artists trying to revive the Rinpa style of art. He decided to pursue a solo career in 1799, which yielded over 500 works of mainly woodblock prints. Hokusai had passed the age of 70 when he created the 36 views of Mount Fuji, but he felt he was only beginning his artistic maturation. He lived in 93 places in his life and changed his name about 30 times. In 1834, he made 100 views of Mount Fuji, but it failed to restore his former popularity. His work inspired Western artists like Claude Monet and Henri Rivera. The ukiyo-e method was a prominent art movement in the Edo period. Ukiyo-e means pictures of the floating world and first appeared in context of Buddhism as the impermanence of humans. The meaning eventually changed to an appreciation of the fleeting world. The ukiyo-e woodblock prints depicted courtesans and kabuki actors. By the early 19th century, Hokusai and Hiroshige had added the Japanese landscape to the ukiyo-e genre. The process of making a woodblock print is by transferring an image carved into the surface of a wooden block to a sheet of paper. The artist uses hosho, a semi-transparent paper made from the inner bark of mulberry trees, and lays it face down on the wood. The paper is then evenly rubbed with a barren disc-shaped pad. Early woodblock prints were black, but polychrome prints were introduced in 1765. Polychrome was done by hand coloring or by using separate blocks carved for each color and aligning each block. The Great Wave of Kanagawa is one of the most famous Japanese prints of all time. Also created by Hokusai, the wave is from the same series as the barrel maker. The gigantic wave engulfs 3 fishing boats with men on board, and off in the distance sits Mount Fuji. While Bishu Fujimigahara is serene and depicts everyday activities, the wave reflects an extreme awareness of the mighty forces of nature. The Great Wave was completed between 1830 and 1832. It is placed as the first in the series 36 views of Mount Fuji.